Congratulations, another famous result on this ground. Where does this victory rank in your time as Manchester United manager?
Of course, it's a different feel. Of course, it's the start of the group stages, but it's we win against a fantastic team. The last time was a knockout, and it's the euphoria was different. Now there's no fans. It's sterile. It's like there's someone here to celebrate with. But still, the players were excellent. I have to say they have really focused, concentrated on a job, took on board what we wanted, and I think we deserve to win. Talking about the players, it's always difficult to mention individuals, but David De Gea was outstanding today. Axel Tuanzebe as well, having not played in a long time. What did you make of their two performances in particular? We know that when you go away against a team like this, against players like Neymar and Mbappe, top players in the world, and we know we have to defend well. We know David will have to make a few saves. Sometimes you'll get in a foot race with Mbappe and you have to run with him. And we knew Axel. We know Axel's qualities, and he's a top defender. And the first game in, I don't know, 10 months or something, which is just testament to the quality he has. And your captain tonight, Bruno Fernandes, how much character do you need to retake a penalty, having seen one saved just 3 days on from having missed your first one in a Manchester United shirt? Were those the sort of qualities you saw in him to make him a possible leader for Manchester United? It could only go better, couldn't it? Two misses on the row, so of course he's not going to stop taking them. He wants to take them. But you need focus, you need concentration, you need character, and Bruno showed that again. Normally it's a very abstract concept, match day 2, the fact that there's normally a couple of weeks between one game and another. Here we've got a block of 3 games in as many weeks. Yeah. How much is this a platform going forward with regards to your chances of qualifying for the last 16? We know that to get through you probably need 10 points, and now we've got 3, so the next week game against Leipzig will be very, very important for us. But we have Chelsea, and then we have Arsenal after. So we've got so many games, and I'm very happy that I have so many good players to pick from. Thanks, Ollie. Thank you.
You want to go?
No, I'll leave you to it.
All right. What do you think performance?
Fantastic. I think very good. I think, listen, the start of the season has been a lot of negativity surrounding Manchester United, and we said before the game, this is a game that could maybe kick-start the season, and the performance was first class, the result even better. So the players will take huge confidence from this as individuals, but I think more importantly as a collective, as a group, they'll grow from this, definitely. It
was only about a week, 10 days ago when Manchester United were in crisis, weren't Such is the nature of this sport.
Such is the nature of Manchester United.
Well,
the pressure, biggest club in the world. You know, there's either, the extremes are massive. But to a man tonight, they were fantastic. A real team spirit, players playing together, playing for each other, covering each other's back. That was a proper team performance. Tellez's debut was fantastic. Tuanzebe. You could go through the whole team. I could sit here and talk about everyone on the pitch. They were all fantastic tonight.
Yeah. So much to be encouraged by. I mean, what impressed you the most?
I just think that they played as a team. I thought their energy, I thought at the start of the season, Ole made the point, the fact they didn't look fit. They looked fit tonight. They looked sharper. Fletch made a good point. Every player from Man United outperformed the PSG players. I thought De Gea looked top drawer again. Everything about it, the balance. We spoke about Bayern being the best team. They had balance and they had athletes, they had a good mix. Yeah. This United team has a great mix tonight. And we spoke before, we've done some clips before about players not taking responsibility and spelling danger. Every time this PSG team got through, because great teams, teams with great players are going to create moments, and they've done that today, PSG, but there were players taking responsibility in their box, covering positions, filling gaps, and wanting to be there to defend, which we haven't seen as much the early parts of this season.
I don't want to put a downer on things, because obviously you're all very upbeat, and so you should be after that performance. But is Manchester United's problem generally not necessarily when they play really good teams, but when they play against teams that sit back? Is that the next thing that they've got to conquer?
Yeah, without a doubt, they've got to put that performance together. Sometimes it's easier to set up to be hard to beat, pick teams off on the counter attack, get numbers behind the ball. The hardest thing is when you're trying to break teams down and you're sending people forward and you're leaving defenders exposed. How do you break them down with width? Hopefully Tellez can add something from crosses from left back. That's when they'll get to the complete team. That's when Ole Gunnar will have a team ready to win the league, when they can solid at the back, send men forward, break teams down. That's when you get to Liverpool and Man City's level.
It's having that balance. It's being able to do different parts of the game. It's being able to be that solid team and just sitting back, but it's also being able to switch the button and go, actually, we're going to take the initiative and really break teams down and attack them.
But that's why Pogba has to play. because Pogba came in at the end of the game there, and you can play Pogba and Bruno behind the front two with the back three and the wing backs, and the balance is there, and they can create. Pogba created. He had a good impact on that game. So you make the point in the fact that they play on the counter, but if they have more possession, you have Bruno as a 10. You have Pogba almost as a 10, a bit like De Bruyne. There's enough creators in there that I think that they don't have to play on the counter. They can dominate possession, and it can work.
I think sometimes United have just been too easy to play against. If players, it doesn't matter what formation you play, if everyone buys in, yeah, you might be an attacking player, but you've got to do your defensive side of the game as well and react. I think that's maybe where they've let their defenders down sometimes. Too many players on the pitch thinking our job's to score, not necessarily to defend. You have to defend as a team, attack as a team. That's when you get it compact to any formation you play.
And it's got to be hard. Sorry, you've got to be hard to play against. The best teams you play against, it's not. You don't sit there and go, oh, they've just beat us through quality and that's it. They're hard to play against. You get the ball, they're against you, they're making you work. Even when you've got the ball, you can't get any easy passes or easy wins anywhere on the pitch. And Man United, far too often, it's probably too easy to get at the back four. The back four have been hammered at times, but sometimes it's about the people in front of them not doing their jobs as a collective. Sometimes it makes it too easy to get to.
Well, they all did their job this evening, there's no question about that. They were helped along the way by a rash challenge that got them a penalty in the early stages, Owen.
Yeah, Diallo, didn't have a great first half. But to be fair, Martial, I love that. Just feels the defender first and just spins off. And that's what he gives you. He's got moments of brilliance in him. We just want to see it a bit more consistent, easy decision for the referee. And look, he tried at the first one, didn't come off.
He missed, of course, at the weekend. That was his second successive miss. But as we can see, encroachment, keeper off his line, got another go and popped in the same place.
Proper leader. I love that.
Yeah.
Proper confidence.
Got to have some confidence to do that, to get up again a second time, because, I was going to say something else there. But we were sitting here going, Martial, Rashford, get the ball, you're a centre-forward, take it off him. He's missed 2 now on the bounce. Yeah. But he looked like when it came to him, he was saying before it, no, I'm taking this, this is for me.
Yeah. Well,
character is what I was saying, character.
Great character, great personality. 1-1, it was, own goal. Just one of those things, wasn't it, really?
It was, yeah. Martial, he just closes his eyes, doesn't he? It's an important position, though, defending set pieces, that front post space. I'm really surprised to see Anthony Martial there. It's a proper... I'd never see him attacking the ball. I never see him heading the ball when he's attacking.
Yeah, he's not one of those you associate with being brilliant in the air.
And it's actually harder to defend the ball when you're defending, so he just closes his eyes there. It gets very unfortunate. And to be honest, United could have went under at that moment. A sloppy goal against. They were under a bit of pressure. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made the sub, went to the back four, went really positive, brought Pogba on, who had a big influence in the game, go on and win it. So credit to him for that.
It wasn't quite the moment, obviously, the last time they won in Paris, because that was knockout and it was right at the end and it was a penalty and it was cojones shown by Rashford on that occasion. But this was a stunning finish.
This was exquisite. This is it. He gets his man there, stands him up, moves the ball and then absolutely rifles it into the bottom corner. But it's his actual he says, give it to me here. Faces his man. The speed with which he turns and faces the defender there is perfect, but he keeps it low. He had a couple of chances before that. I think everyone would have been sitting at home saying he's got to score, he's got to pull the trigger, etc. Be more selfish. He was then, and it was a fabulous finish. And this kid on the counter attack. Yeah. There aren't many better players watching him full flow when he's on going at people, running in channels, getting the ball, facing people up. It's hard to play against, and when he hits it clean.
I think also it's worth pointing out, obviously he's doing a lot off the pitch at the moment. And when you do that, it's very important that you keep performing on the pitch, isn't it? Because we know it opens you up to criticism if you don't.
Well, people straight away go, your eye's not in the game, you're concentrating on that side of thing. They're the challenges that lie ahead for Manchester United and big players. But he's a fantastic player, Marcus Rashford. I think sky's the limit for him. I still think there's a lot more in him. Once he gets his game even more defined, end product, more examples like that. Don't get the ball at your feet and hit the target, He's a threat at all times in the game.
Here is Marcus Rashford.
Marcus, you've made a lot of headlines this year with your work off the pitch. How nice is it to make headlines as well with that goal on the pitch?
Yeah, of course it's a nice feeling. More importantly, we win the game, and at the end of the day, we're in a stronger position now in the group. But it's the first game, and I think the concentration and intensity that we showed today, we have to take forward into the next games also in the Premier League.
What is it about this ground, this opposition, that goal in particular? Last time it was a last gasp penalty. This time you didn't maybe have as much time to think about it. Was this in some ways an easier finish because of that?
I don't know. You know, for me, they were both opportunities to win the game, and you know, I think as a striker, you know, in the game when it's late on, especially, that's your mindset. You might only get one chance, and you have to do your best to make it count. You know, whether it's a penalty or a goal like today. You know, at the end of the day, it's all the same, and you know, it gets us the 3 points.
It was a different Manchester United side tonight. We saw Alex Telles came in, Tuanzebe came back after a long time on the sidelines. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes wore the armband, and we saw a slightly different shape. How pleased were you with that performance?
Yeah, it's a good performance, but also a performance where we have a lot to build on. You know, I always believe in the team, and I think as players, it's important to believe in the system that the manager chooses us to play. And you know, today we did that fantastic. You know, it was difficult at times, especially late on. It's tough, but you know, we stayed with it. And like I said before, we kept the intensity high. At times we had to defend very deep in the low block. You know, they have some unbelievable players, Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, you know, players like Ander that play the ball forward, and you know, in the low block it can be tough, but I think that the guys on the sides, the fullbacks, they defended unbelievable, and you know, when we defend like that man to man, I think we can do great things.
The games are coming thick and fast now. You've got Chelsea in the Premier League, but then very quickly the Champions League again on Wednesday. Do you expect to have to produce a similar sort of performance to beat Leipzig?
You know, I think every game requires different, you know, tactics and a slightly different performance, but the one thing that has to stay the same is the intensity and the mentality to, you know, try and press when we can press, and understanding when we have to be deep and defend as a team. We do that as well. But I think, like I've said before, the intensity was key for us tonight, and you know, we kept going for 90 odd minutes, 93, 94 minutes. So yeah, we're very happy today.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
Patrick Kendrick posing the questions there. He's a remarkable young man, isn't he, Marcus Rashford? How good is he?
We were just speaking, it could definitely be world class. I think if he keeps on improving, he keeps adding parts to his game.
What does he need to add?
I think he needs to add that poacher's element to his game. Them a couple of scruffy goals a season.
Obviously, I was that kind of player. I don't see that in him.
But
you can get side of it.
Wayne Rooney signed for Manchester United. He scored outrageous goals.
Yeah.
That's what he was known for. He'd done outrageous things on the football pitch. He didn't score the ugly goals. He got that in his game. He became someone who was obsessed with scoring goals, so was working out ways in which to add to his repertoire, to add to what he had already there. Marcus is, in that sense, scores fantastic goals, and he creates fantastic goals as well. Yeah. If he can get that ugly side to his game, I know it's not fashionable sometimes, but that ugly side, getting in the 6-yard box, getting a bit muddy, getting a bit sticky around bodies, this kid, I mean, he can go on to be unbelievable.
Obviously, at the other end of the pitch today is Kylian Mbappe, who's a global superstar. What's the difference between the two? Do you think there is that much between them?
Yeah, a little bit. I think Marcus is more of he likes touches. He's a great passer of the ball, actually. Yeah. He's always looking for people. I think Mbappe's more ruthless, as Rio said. Yeah. Mbappe's more direct. He gets the ball, he's got one thing in his mind: I'm going to run at you, I'm going to get a shot off. If the chance to get an assist comes, I'll make that decision when it comes. Marcus is sometimes looking for the assist first rather than looking for the goal. Yeah. I think once you look for the goal, actually by coincidence of that, you get more assists because people believe that you're going to try and shoot, you're going to be more direct. They close you down quicker, then you can allow it to slip past you. The example came when he went through, he was desperate to pass to Martial. At that instance, he should have been ruthless to go for the goal himself. That commits the defender, then you get the pass.
The difference between the two of them players, Mbappe and Rashford, when Mbappe gets the ball, I'm on the edge of my seat every single time, because I know the first thing in his mind, he shapes up to turn and hurt you. And then he'll pass it if he can't. Whereas Marcus is very much, he'll get it, he'll have a look, and then play it, or he'll have a look, and then there's a difference in terms of identifying when to go for that killer moment and when to just play easy.
I think the goal tonight is an example of that.
Every time.
He actually has got no other thought in his head than getting a yard and getting a shot off. That's what he needs to do more of.
I don't know why we have any criticism of the guy who's 22 years old. I find it ridiculous.
Well, I don't think we do.
No, but I mean,
No one's criticising him.
No, I'm not saying us, but I'm saying some people question, is he a 9? He's a fabulous player. At 22 years old, what he offers the team, what he can give the team, what he's doing off the pitch, I think he's a marvellous player. He's only going to get better.